The Detroit Lions embark on the new 2018 season with a new leader, new hope, and a rejuvenated core. Tonight, they begin to test their readiness. Game 1 of the NFL preseason takes them to Oakland to face the Raiders. Lions football kicks off next. Matthew Stafford is coming off another stellar campaign. He enters his 10th season as the Lions' clear-cut leader and one of the best in the NFL at his craft. Matt Patricia is ready for his first game as head coach. He's displayed passion and is committed to winning. The Lions have spent the week here in Oakland, and now they're ready for the preseason opener against the Raiders here on the Lions Television Network. Hi, everyone. Alongside my partner, four-time Pro Bowl linebacker Chris Spielman, I'm Matt Shepard. We'll hear from Torrey Petrie in a little bit. Look, Matt Patricia's also preached about toughness. From the day he got the job, that's what he's talked about. How have we noticed it so far, and what are your thoughts on his first training camp?
Well, what we're looking for, and I think I came up to practice and watch, you're looking for the physical. How do you measure physical toughness? By the offensive line, could you run the football? We've been asking that question for 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. The other thing he wants to look at is the mental toughness of his football team. How they will respond to adverse situations. Are they going to be able to execute their assignments when they're tired, when it's hot? That's all the things that Matt Patricia is going to be tested in. And himself. He's tested himself as a head coach. Yep. You know, he talked about I only handle one side of the ball usually. Now I handle 3. Well, we'll see how he passes his first test.
Well, you talked about the run in the football. They didn't do it very well last year. Haven't done it ever since Matthew Stafford's been here. What have they done to correct it, and what do you think they can do with it?
So you go out, right, and you get a bulldozer and a good short yardage running back in LeGarrette Blount. Tough guy. Then you draft Kerryon Johnson. I liked what I've seen in practice, but everybody likes the shiny new toy. He's the shiny new toy. Maybe he's the guy to put him over the edge. And, of course, Frank Ragnow, a tough guy that's versatile, can play guard and center. We'll see him at left guard tonight. He's going to struggle a little bit as a rookie, but remember, he's just 1 of 5, and it takes 5 guys working as one for that offensive line to be what Matt Patricia wants, and that is tough.
That offensive line together last year played just 95 snaps. Their health will be key to the preseason and regular season. The defense is loaded, though, especially in the secondary, led by first-team All-Pro Darius Slay. Christian Jones is expected to bring some pass rush, and Jared Davis is a year older and a year better. We kick it off next. Lions football is brought to you by Gatorade, the proven sports fuel of the Lions. By the 2018 F-150, it doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar. And get up, get out, and soak in the summer with the Black Blue and the Bat Blue Light. Always enjoy responsibly. It's been a beautiful week here for the Lions and the Raiders. A couple of dual practices. Torrey Petrie was at both. She's on the sidelines with us. Good to have you back, Torrey. How are you?
Thank you so much, Matt. Yeah, I've been out at those joint practices all week, and I can tell you Frank Ragnow had a tough first day of one-on-ones in practice. He said he had to settle down some of those nerves, get more aggressive and comfortable out there, and he was better on the second day. He's been good overall. Matthew Stafford has had high praise for him. He says you don't hear his name come much in meetings, which is a good thing. It means he's probably not doing much wrong. That's impressive for a rookie. As for Frank, he says he's excited to get out there on the field tonight. He says it will be surreal stepping out on the field for his first NFL game. Matt?
Looking forward to see how he progresses, not just tonight, but all preseason long. Oakland will receive to start the contest, and it'll be a little different in the kickoff rules. A number of different changes by the NFL. Chris, your thoughts on this rule?
Well, I think it's a good rule, and actually the no blocking area, you see that? Even back when I played, you really didn't block that close to the kickoff point. Everybody would drop back. You would pick up your block around the 30-yard line, and you would try to time it with the return guy. Because it's hard to pick a guy up at the 50-yard line, and you're not going to stay with a corner or a fast guy for 35 yards down the field. It's just not going to happen. So I don't think there's going to be that much of effect. I think when you look at the back end, though, you'll no longer see bigger guys, linebackers, or even offensive linemen back there. What you'll see is guys that can handle the football and practice ball security. That's the number one thing, is to secure the football.
Did you play special teams? I always saw you as a starter starting every game plan, every snap.
I was the outside guy in the front line on kickoff return and led the team in holding penalties at that position. I was a wing on the punt man and also led the punt team, Matthew, in holding. Very proud of that stat.
Matt Patricia told us with this new rule change, really what you got to have is 3 ball handlers deep.
That's the one thing you want to do is make sure you secure the football. Now, if I'm kicking off and I'm not going to try to blast it through the end zone, what I want to do is try to place it between the sidelines and the numbers and squeeze that field. With the limited guys back there, you only have one guy in the deep end. You see there the close alignment now, and all these guys right here, 1 yard from the ball. That's to prevent a running start for those guys, and only one guy deep. So that's why I would propose trying to angle kick it as best you can.
And no run up, obviously, by the kickoff team. So from a flat-footed start, Sam Martin will boot it deep for Detroit. And a slight clock issue here at the stadium here tonight. Become a little more crisp here now that the sun has gone down, but it's been a warm week. And the dual practices, as Tori mentioned, on Tuesday and Wednesday, very productive. And the Lions have seen some progress there. John Gruden, very complimentary of both teams and how they handled those practices.
Well, I mean, even with John, right, we're talking about Matt Patricia. This is kind of his first game. Well, you're almost like a rookie. You're 10 years out. The game has evolved and changed. And John was on his pregame show, and he was talking about, look, I got to remember how to communicate with everybody, how to communicate with the headsets. I want to be involved heavily with that offense. I'll be calling plays. So this is kind of a good trial run, not only for Matt Patricia, but also John Gruden.
Griff Whalen from his 2. Close to the 30.
Number 13, Griff Whalen on kickoff return.
Derek Carr is the guy in Oakland. One of 5 quarterbacks ever with 100 touchdowns in his first 4 years.
27 yards on that kickoff return. First and 10 for the Raiders. Number 29.
Trying to get an offense in gear that last year was 23rd in scoring. Didn't score a whole lot. Thus the reason they went 6-10, and thus part of the reason they made the switch
to 14-54. 14-5-4.
Preseason game for the clock operators. Starting slow.
Jordy Nelson and Amari Cooper are to the left of Derek Carr. Play action. And there's Nelson. Lions defense starting lineup brought to you by Hungry Howie's. Sylvester Williams, Ashawn Robinson up front. You hear a lot this season with Devon Kennard, Jared Davis, and Christian Jones. Darius Slay, first-team All-Pro a year ago. Safeties are as good as it gets, led by Glover Quinn. 3 interceptions 4 times since he's joined the Lions. Another connection. Whalen past the 40 for a first down.
Lions right now are playing a little bit of a zone defense, and the Raiders are getting into rhythm. That's when you see a lot of these 3-step drops, Matt. It's because you want to get your offense into a rhythm. Now, Carr's been around. He's had success. But, again, this is a whole new offense for David Carr. So to get him in rhythm and the confidence that he needs, even though he's had success, Gruden started out with a bootleg, only gives him half the field to read, then a quick 3-step drop. Now you see a little man-to-man defense right here by the Lions.
Marshawn Lynch squeezed through a hole. Down the sideline. Flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. 60 yards to Pater.
From the previous spot, replay first down.
One of the things we always talk about is gap responsibility. Now they're going to get away with a little bit of hold on the left side right here. And on the snap of the ball, you see when you have number 42, Devon Kennard, getting pushed inside, the other player on the outside gets kicked out, then Marshawn Lynch showing that he still has that game-breaking speed. But when you have a new defense, you have to understand that the first responsibility of your defense is to establish and maintain that gap integrity where nothing gets through your gap. You take care of your gap, then you're taking on and going off to the ball.
1st and 20. Good pocket. Home run ball. And incomplete. Intended for Martavis Bryant.
Discipline right there by Tavon Wilson. This is beautiful. This is a great job by Tavon Wilson. Two things that stood out to me. First of all is makeup speed. When you're evaluating defensive backs, you evaluate makeup speed. And right there, Tavon Wilson does a good job of not running in, getting a pass interference to Martavis Bryant. Then as his head goes back of number 12, Martavis Bryant, Tavon Wilson's head goes back to avoid the interference call. Well done, 32. Excellent.
Pressure comes. A duck in the air, and it's almost intercepted. Glover Quinn was there waiting for it.
Excellent pressure inside. Excellent pressure inside. I like the fact they're getting aggressive, and Devon Kennard is in there and is able to get his right hand on the elbow of David Carr, and Jordy Nelson does a great job. Here's 42 coming off the edge, works back inside, stays off the head, disrupts by swatting the arm with David Carr.
Brought him over from the Giants. It's 3rd and 20. A little delay, and the Lions had it covered nicely.
Number 28, Doug Martin on the carry.
Doug Martin needed 20, got 5. They'll punt it away. Christian Jones made the tackle.
You see David Carr running off the field there, Matt?
Yeah.
He's going to go to the sideline and said, I missed it. He lofted that ball. Martavis Bryant was behind the defense, and he underthrew him. He's supposed to be a big addition for these Raiders. Came over as free agent from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Amir Abdullah to return this punt. From the 20. Crawl to the 26, and that's where the Lions will take over their first possession of the preseason when we return. We know who the starting quarterback in Detroit is, Matthew Stafford, but a really interesting battle will be for number 2. Matt Castle gets the start here tonight, the former Pro Bowler in 2010, competing with Jake Rudock for the number 2 spot. LeGarrette Blount. And boy, is he going to help first down rushing for this club that was really bad at that a year ago. He finds a way to get you in a plus situation. Tonight's offensive starting lineup is brought to you by Ford. That offensive line averages 6'5 and a half, 312 and a half. Graham Glasgow was the only Lion to appear and be involved in every single snap in 2017. Luke Wilson adds a big target at 6'5", 251, and you're going to see a lot of different guys toting the rock a little bit. Nick Ballore, the fullback, converted linebacker. Blunt again. Now they're working the left side, Chris Spielman, where Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow get to tag team.
Well, and you look at it, that's going to be tough to do because there's about 9 guys within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. See all these folks? And so what they're doing is they're having everybody outnumbered, so you don't have enough blockers over there to get outside. LeGarrette Blount does just a good enough job to get back to the line of scrimmage or possibly get a yard. That's a numbers game, and Castle checked off into that. And that was a bad check, in my opinion. Check to throw the football in that situation. Everybody up that close, Matt? Let her rip.
3rd and 5. Castle steps up, and down he goes. P.J. Hall.
Well, P.J. Hall gave him fits in practice. Now, he is a poor man's Aaron Donald. Right here, he's working on Joe Dahl, number 66, and Joe actually does a decent job. He does have time to step up into that pocket. He's got to deliver the football. But P.J. Hall shorter guy, squattier guy, using that leverage.
Different body type is what Matt Patricia told us. Whalen from inside his own 35. And into Lions territory, a late flag thrown.
A penalty flag on the play. 44 yards on that.
They're going to get Shalik Calhoun, former Spartan. This is not a very smart penalty because the ball was past him. And one thing you want to do on special teams, you never block behind the football.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 16. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
I apologize to Shalik Calhoun. Great job, Shalik.
Instead, it's Johnny Holton.
Joe Marciano right there does a great job with the Lions special teams.
Sure
right here at
does.
the top of the screen.
22 yards on that return by Peter Whalen.
Johnny Holton with the hold. Sometimes guys are trying to make so many plays on special teams, especially if you're a fringe player, Matt. You want to make your name known, get over-aggressive.
Connor Cook in a quarterback for the Raiders. Third-year pro out of MSU. Good first down run for Oakland.
That's number 33.
That's DeAndre Washington.
Part of playing defensive line, you have to get off blocks. Oakland's offensive line does a great job of sustaining right here. Nice cut back in vision. You got Jared Davis getting walled off just a little bit. And again, you have to see and get off blocks to make plays.
Picked up 10 for the Raiders' second first down of the night. Washington again, settle from behind.
That's what he is. He's an effort guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
That's what he's going to do. I mean, you win with guys like Zettel. Out of Penn State, coming all the way across the line of scrimmage, never giving up, using that big frame to get a nice tackle. Is unblocked, avoids the blocker coming across. Nobody wants a piece of him. Does a great job of pursuing.
Shout out to Ogama Heights High School where he went. There in West Branch. Second and long. Cook to throw. Wide open. Inside the 15, Johnny Holton, the third-year pro out of Cincinnati.
So there's three levels right here. Connor Cook does a good job with his eyes. You got a short route, a middle route, and a deep route. He's going to move his eyes. Tavon Wilson's going to jump on a short route right there with Marcus Ball, number 83, vacating that zone. It's a perfect toss from Connor Cook for a big yardage play for the Raiders.
Picked up 41, 27 of the 41 after the catch. Big statistic, and one we're used to associating with Golden Tate with Detroit. That time it was Holton doing the job. Washington dancing his way inside the 10.
That's number 30.
That's a nice tackle by Quandre Diggs. I thought he had a great year last year.
He did.
I mean, he's a football player, undersized guy, but coming up, tackling the ball carrier low, wrapping his arms, getting his head out of it. Excellent fundamental tackle by Quandre Diggs, using his leverage. And bam, you see him wrap him up, Matt. Right when he wrapped him up, he goes right down.
Right.
Beautiful job, Quandre.
Midway through the year last year, moved back to safety. He's excelled. Cook, pressure comes, unloads inside the 5. And it'll be third down and goal. Jalen Richard on the receiving end of that dump off.
Knocked down at the 3. Third down, number 3.
Yeah, Lions came with a little bit of a blitz right there. Connor Cook bought time, backpedaling, hitting his check down, who was matched up with Glover Quinn. Glover gave him probably just a little bit too much room to work.
Cook 34-5 as a starter at East Lansing. As a 3-year starter. Third and goal for him. Incomplete. And Oakland will give it a try with a field goal unit.
Nice job by Darius Slay, but we expect that from Slay, correct? Slade Jr., as he has on the back of his jersey, does an outstanding job of using his hands, not grabbing and holding on, and taking away the throwing angle. That's why he's who he is.
Yeah,
He's the best cover guy, one of the best cover guys in the league.
No question. First team All-Pro and the first Lion to do that since Lem Barney in 1969 as a cornerback. Eddie Pinheiro on for the field goal. It'll be 21 yards away. Straight through. Raiders draw some blood at home on their second drive. Detroit takes over when we return trail 3-zip. Raiders went 60 yards. They settle for a field goal. Sideline report brought to you by the Henry Ford Health System. Tori Petrie.
Thanks, Shep. Darius Slay was a part of Richard Sherman's cornerback summit this offseason. He got together some of the elite cornerbacks and safeties in the league. He invited Aqib Talib, Xavier Rhodes, Darius Slay. They got together in Sanford in June. They traded tips and watched film together. Darius Slay says it was an honor to be a part of that gathering of elite DBs, and they plan to do it every year.
That's pretty cool. He preached on how to read routes to other guys, trying to help them out. Do you believe in sharing secrets, Chris?
I do. I think, you know, I should have thought of that back and get a linebacker thing together so you can all learn from each other. But Richard Sherman, one of the ways he has survived and has been as good as he's been over the years is his ability of route recognition, understanding where they're trying to hurt you. And that's where Richard might not be the fastest corner ever to play, but maybe one of the smartest.
Slade led the league in picks and passes defended last year. 8 and 26 respectively. Matt Castle back under center. His second series of the night. Luke Wilson with an incomplete pass at the 25.
Tyre Whitehead. Tackling was a member, not an old teammate, but certainly a member of his old team, and Luke Wilson. Tyre's a smart player, really disciplined in coverage, and right there is not fooled by the bootleg. I want to go back real quick, Matt. Connor Cook came in for Derek Carr. I happen to say, David, I got confused with his brother. I want to be accurate and get it right, and I messed that up. But Derek Carr is certainly a young quarterback who's going to have a great career.
Anyone mess you up with Rick?
Yeah.
Nice look underneath. Golden Tate upended at the 35-yard line. There's the yak we were talking about. Golden Tate's as good as it gets since he came to the Lions. No one has more yardage after the catch than number 15 in white.
That's Golden Tate doing Golden Tate things. I mean, he's tremendous after the catch. It's proven out statistically. So shifty and shaky. Smart receiver, finds holes, and has the ability to get it done when he catches the ball.
Fastest Lion ever to 300 receptions. He did it in 51 games. Play action. Castle looking deep, throwing deep, and it is incomplete. Intended for Kenny Galladay.
Well, Galladay is a guy that they expect big things from this year. Take a look at 77 right here, Ragnow. He's passing the test in pass protection right there, winning his one-on-one battle. Just good defensive coverage by Worley, who comes over from the Carolina Panthers, timing it perfectly. Getting that big left arm in there.
Former third-round pick of Carolina. Second down and 10 for Matt Castle. Blitz comes, they pick it up, and it's incomplete. Thrown a little bit behind Galladay, right near midfield.
Behind him, but he's good enough to make that catch. You have to be able to adjust. He has good hips. And anytime, the rule for me is if you're a wide receiver in the National Football League, you get two hands on the football, you catch the football. I think he could have snagged his hands with his fingers up in the air, pointed to the sky as opposed to like receiving a handoff. He's a good player. He normally makes that catch.
TJ Jones, flag on the play, won't get the first down. Let's see who it's on. Leon Hall, the former Wolverine. Good coverage.
Looks to me like they might get a little bit of a holding call on the Raiders. I'm not sure if TJ was held initially running across the field or not, but I see the holding. It comes from the sideline, so that tells me a defensive holding.
Prior to the pass, holding number 59 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's on the former Lions here, Whitehead.
Right here, Tyre grabs Michael Roberts. It's a tough one. I mean, he hooked him a little bit and slowed him down. I've been in that position. You're almost in panic mode if you miss.
Blunt. Trying to get something out of nothing.
Garrett Blunt stacked up on the line of scrimmage.
How important is his pedigree, a 3-time Super Bowl champ and a guy who's used to getting yards after contact?
Well, obviously, he has a great relationship with Matt Patricia, right? He knows what LeGarrette Blunt brings. LeGarrette's not going to be a guy that's going to go for 150 or 160 yards. He's a guy that's a 1A, a 1B. I think, once again, and there's nothing wrong with this, that the Lions will do the running back situation by committee.
2nd and 10, set up the screen for Abdullah. He's got some big guys up front. There's a flag on the play. He's drilled at the 45-yard line.
Pass interference, number 11 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
Marvin Jones.
See Marvin Jones Jr., number 11, right here, blocking downfield, and
That looked like a pretty darn good block to me.
It is, and I think you're making an argument that, okay, we're banging and doing battle within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, but if that pass is being thrown and he's initiating the contact, that's the right call to make.
2nd and a ton. Castle had it knocked down at the line of scrimmage. P.J. Hall. Oh, that's that rookie out of Sam Houston State, who was a 4-time All-American. And Matt Patricia told us in our meeting the other day that he's just got one of those different bodies our guys are not used to seeing. So this is really helpful for him.
Well, it's a good lesson, too, for defensive linemen. A lot of times, if you're stalemated at the line of scrimmage, and Frank Ragnow did a good job of holding them off, but you don't take yourself out of play. You get your hands in the air, become a basketball player, and block the shot.
A draw. A gain of 12. Kerryon Johnson with his first carry as a pro.
I'd be excited about that. Positive yards. Shows good patience. Right there, nice cut and good burst. Running with a little bit of power. Good job, Kerryon.
Took Reggie Nelson shoulder to shoulder there. To the 27 for Whalen. Raiders lead at 3-0. You're watching Lions preseason action on the Lions Television Network. Matt Patricia, of course, spent 14 years with the New England Patriots and won 3 Super Bowls there. John Gruden won a Super Bowl. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We talked about some rule changes. There's a few more to get to. How about completing the catch? Is this a little more simplified, Chris Spielman?
Yeah, I think it is, and it's going to be hard to really decipher that rule until we actually see it in play.
Connor Cook throws an incomplete pass there. Back to the new pass catching rule. Which thing stands out most to you as the most important thing for fans to look for?
So a third step. So if you make a third step and you're reaching or extending, as the Jesse James play in the Steelers in the playoff game, that would have been a touchdown instead of an incomplete pass. The other thing that I learned out at the Fox seminar was that it doesn't have to be 3 steps. It could be like a foot and a knee. That counts as 2 steps. So as long as you're making that football move, they're going to let it stand now.
Still a lot to remember, isn't it? 2nd down and 10. Richard. Jalen Richards, a third-year pro out of Southern Miss. Picked up 6 on the play.
It's too many yards, Matt. It's too many yards on first and second down. And it's a problem when your backside defensive end, Anthony Zettel, is making tackles across the line of scrimmage, and it's 6 yards down the field. They got to shore up their run defense a little bit. They will. But it's not where it needs to be right now, obviously.
Zettel now moves inside, Chris, from DN to DT in this setup on a 3rd down and 4.
You know, you'll see that a lot this year from a lot of teams. That's kind of a trend where you basically take 4 defensive ends, better athletes, better pass rushers.
Snap. Timeout, Detroit.
Move them inside to create a defensive end versus an offensive guard.
Got a feel-good story for Lions fans when we come back. They trail 3-zip in Oakland. 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders, who lead by a field goal. Connor Cook, Michigan State's all-time leader when he left in yards, touchdowns, and completions. Completes one there. Big-time 1st down on a crossing route to number 12, Martavis Bryant.
It's all about matchups. Anytime you can get a wide receiver matched up against the linebacker, Connor Cook has a pre-snap read. Watch the exchange right here with Reeves Maven will come across, help him pick him up. It's too much, too late. Martavis Bryant just uses his speed to run away from both line defenders, Tease Tabor, Jalen Reeves Maven.
It's almost as if Reeves Maven sealed off Tabor on the coverage. All kinds of time. Flag on the play. Ryan Yurachek, the rookie out of Missouri, on the completion. Let's see if it stands.
Holding, number 79 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
See right there, number 91, Ashawn Robinson, doing a good job with the bull rush, and actually thought that was pretty decent pass protection. His hands were inside.
Robinson, a career best 53 tackles a year ago. 1st down run. And DeAndre Washington is spun around. You should smile when you watch 61 in white play tonight, because Kerry Hyder has had a long road back. Remember, a couple of years ago, had 8 sacks for Detroit. And then last year in the preseason opener, this happened to spoil his season.
Yeah, we were there. I remember watching this, and it's kind of a non-contact injury and hurt his Achilles. And he's a valuable asset. If he comes back 100%, you can never have enough pass rushers. And certainly we know what Kerry Hyder Jr. can do as far as getting off to the quarterback.
Well, especially Detroit, who had just 35 sacks a year ago. Another flag on the play. That pass complete to Washington. This one should go against the Raiders as well.
Legal use of the hands, hands to the face on the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Or not. Second penalty on the Lions. There's a look at Kerry Hyder. They missed him last season.
He's an addict. You talk about moving defensive ends inside. We get Ziggy back. Of course, he's going to be coming off the edge. We've already seen where you bring Zettel inside. Kerry Hyder Jr. is a guy that you might want to bring inside.
Cornelius Washington, another one. Yeah. They love the versatility. Good hard run here. And tripping up DeAndre Washington right around the 35 of Detroit.
So the biggest difference right now, you'll see the black jerseys on the offensive line sustain blocks. And when you sustain blocks and you don't create separation, this is what happens. Ashawn Robinson has a shot at him, Matt, in the hole, does a good job of getting off his block, but he can't finish. We talk about run defense. It all starts with the 2 interior defensive linemen. They're good, then the linebackers are good. If they're bad, then the linebackers are really bad, because that means offensive linemen are getting up on their legs.
Another first down for the Raiders, and the pile moves forward yet again. I love what you told me and our audience a year ago. It's one thing making a tackle. It's another thing making a tackle at the point of impact or behind the line of scrimmage. Paul Pasqualoni has been preaching to his guys. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to be smart. They've got to get those reads. He's in his first year here in Detroit, but he's been around a long time, 40-plus years in the game of football.
Yeah, and actually, Matt Patricia, when he's a young coach, worked for Coach P at Syracuse.
Yeah, grad assistant back in 2001.
There's your connection.
That'll do it for the first quarter. Minimal scoring, and the Lions offense has struggled so far. It's 3-0 Oakland on the Lions Television Network. Raiders begin the second quarter on the march again, already up 3-0. And an empty backfield for Connor Cook. Pressure in his face. Good scrambling ability. And a beautiful throw right near the 10-yard line. Paul Butler, the rookie out of Cal, for a 25-yard gain.
Yep. When you're in man coverage, when you're rolling Milligan, you've got to maintain your coverage, especially when a quarterback scrambles. This allows time for Connor Cook. You see everybody's back is turned. Roland Milligan turned around just a little bit too late. And Paul Butler was able to create separation, and Connor Cook puts it up high where only his guy can get it.
They've got some big tight ends, man. They really do. More positive yards on the ground for Jalen Richard.
I'm not panicking or anything, Matt, but there's a little bit of a concern. And you want to be in the first quarter, right? So that's ones against ones, and the Raiders rushed for 43 yards in the first quarter. Okay, you times that by 4, what is it, 172. But don't forget, Marshawn Lynch dropped one on about 65 on him.
Right.
So we're talking
Called
about
back because
and a questionable penalty. So that's one thing I know that Matt Patricia will want to clear up come tomorrow or Monday.
Second and goal from the 7. Incomplete.
Well done, 44. He's had a good camp. When I was in practice, he flashed to me. And right here, he's going to do a great job of dropping in zone coverage, but not covering dirt. In other words, he sees a man in his zone, and he closes on that man. So you take zone coverage, turn it into man coverage, and make a break on the football, especially down there in the red area. Well done, 44.
Jalen Reeves may have been the lightest of the 10 linebackers in camp. Third and goal. Cook with good presence. Back to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Ryan Switzer.
So getting pressure, you can't finish. You're allowing Connor Cook to display some athleticism, keep his eyes downfield, not take off, tuck it, and run. And watch Switzer right here work back and help his quarterback get to the open area and work to the back line of the end zone. And Connor Cook throws one off balance, low and away where only his guy can get it. That's tough coverage for him. You can't ask a guy to cover for that long. Lack of pass rush down there when you're playing man coverage puts tough duty on the back 7 if you're only bringing 4 and man, and you're not getting there.
Switzer, an originally 4th-round choice to the Dallas Cowboys. Good special teamer, trying to make this club as one of the last wide receivers. And the Raiders have their first touchdown of the preseason on a nice pitch and catch in Oakland. Amir Abdullah can be a valuable weapon to this Lions special team. 2015, remember, he led the league in kickoff return yards with over 1,000 and 29.1 yards per return. Drive engineered by Connor Cook, 10 plays, 73 yards in a little bit more than 5.5 minutes. He's getting to talking to right now with John Gruden on the same page and up 10-zip for Oakland.
I really liked Connor coming out. I thought he was one of the most pro-ready quarterbacks when he came out.
Why?
I just think he sees the field well. He's a big-time arm. He's a better athlete than people give him credit for. But I really liked how he ran the offense up at Michigan State.
And the system probably helped him a little bit, right? It's a pro system. Matt Castle still under center for Detroit. LeGarrette Blount feeling his way and pushing his way for positive yardage.
We sat in a meeting with Coach Matt Patricia. And, okay, Coach, everything, this mantra has been about toughness, right, all week. Everything's about toughness. Well, define that. Well, the physical part is run and stop the run. Now, they haven't done either. And I know that he's got to challenge his guys because that's not what he expects his team to be. And right now, that's what we're seeing. Now, it's early. It's the first preseason game. I get it. But you also had 3 weeks of practice going here, plus OTAs. You got to get better.
And it's an adjustment for him, too, because he's used to focusing on one side of the ball. LeGarrette Blount with a big run. There's the train getting past the 40 to the 41. And instead, he's got to worry about bus schedules and planned meetings with media and everything else like that.
It's a good adjustment and a good play call by Jim Bob Cooter. Right now, they went 3 wide receivers, 1 back. What's that do? Shep, that spreads the defense out a little bit. Then you won your one-on-one battles up front. It's a good job outside by all the tackles and LeGarrette Blount. Yards after contact, and Jim Bob Cooter making the adjustment on the run.
Three-step drop, pressure comes, and dropped is Matt Castle. Play made by Carl Joseph.
Well, you used to say, like, everybody plays vanilla defense in preseason games. Well, it's not a vanilla defense when you have a safety coming on a blitz. It's unblocked. Right there, that's a running back's job to pick up the safety right here. He throws a no-hitter on Carl Joseph, and he's able to go ahead and get the sack. You got to step up and go meet that blitzer, especially on a 3-step drop.
The left side of that offensive line for Detroit, 2 rookies. Tyrell Crosby, the 5th rounder out of Oregon on the left tackle, and Frank Ragnow, the guard. Abdullah, smash mouth at the 43-yard line, and 3 flags on the play.
The important thing to watch on this to see if his head stays up. Carl Joseph is known around the league and when he was out of West Virginia to be a tough guy. Now, Abdullah does a good job. Now, looks like he's going to. That's pretty close to me. I don't know if he lowers his head.
Lowering the head to initiate contact. Number 42 defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Let's look at it again. And you know, you can hear the boos and all you want, but this doesn't change.
Sure.
Yeah, he lowered the head.
Helmet,
You want to be able to, and a good rule is that if you can come at a different angle, that's what you want to do.
Now remember, that new rule, and we'll show you here in a moment, goes both ways. Abdullah, a little shake to get to the 35-yard line. So if you're going to lower your shoulder, and I love what you always say. You always say tackle with your eyes. I mean, if you can see your eyes, if they can see your eyes, then you're on point. Too many guys are lowering their head offensively and defensively.
He lowered his head right at the end. He didn't completely put himself in a vulnerable position, but Amir Abdullah was so low to the ground that Carl Joseph had to go down there to get him. I mean, if I'm coaching it, I'm thinking that's okay. And believe me, I'm all about the new helmet rule.
2nd and 7. It's a first down throw to T.J. Jones.
That's a nice route. Man, that was a nice route by T.J. Jones. Beautiful.
Really
great timing.
Really improved over the last couple of years, hasn't he?
He came on last year toward the end of the year, and he's a valuable addition. But watch this route. He's going to get the shoulders of the corner turn and work back to the football. Good timing with Matt Castle, and I love the transition of getting upfield after you make that catch.
career year for T.J. Jones a season ago. Abdullah, flag on the play.
Amir Abdullah up the middle. Penalty flag on the play.
No offsides on the Raiders. What does this all start with, Matt, right? I know it's redundant and it's cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason.
Number 92 defense, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Started with a nice run to get some rhythm, right?
Right.
Then you hit a draw play with Amir Abdullah, so then you're bringing safeties up, so the corners start playing a little bit deeper. Then you hit a little timing 3-step drop over to T.J. Jones. Jim Bob Cooter's finding his rhythm with this group.
And that's what Matt Patricia was hoping. He's got these running backs that gives him different looks and can create some different matchups for opposing defenses. 1st and 5. Castle on an out route, and it's caught just shy of the first down by Jace Billingsley. He's in his 3rd camp for the Lions. Matt Patricia loves his toughness. He says he plays fast and can move through space. A little space right here for him. Second and short. These are the downs that hurt the Lions a year ago. Abdullah, there's a flag. Nice cutback. Falls down at the 9. Usually those flags indicate holding, don't they, Chris?
I think look at number 70 right there. Corey Robinson is the culprit.
Holding, number 70 offense. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
I think Corey had a good tackle out here. There you see number 7. You see the hands up top and grabbing around the waist and just throwing the guy down. You've got to have that discipline. I know it's tough. Right here, you can see his hand position on the outside of the shoulder pads. That's an easy call all day with that official on the sideline.
Battling for depth on that offensive line with others like Wesley Johnson, Joe Dahl, Brian Mahalik, to name a few. Castle steps into a throw. Incomplete. Intended there for Bradley Marquez.
The only thing I would like to see Bradley do right here is come back to the quarterback, work back to the football to create that last-second separation from the defensive back. See him kind of hold his position. He slipped a little bit. That allowed the defensive back to close to knock it away.
So you were looking at 2nd down and 1, Chris. Now you're looking at 3rd down and 10. Going the wrong way.
Kerryon Johnson.
First down. Nice throw to the big tight end, Hakeem Valles.
Nice protection, too, up front. Allowing Matt Castle to sit in that pocket, and good route by Valles. Great separation and working on the linebacker. Kyle Wilbur out of Wake Forest. Good route by Valles.
Picked up 13. Abdullah. Oh, he sticks his foot in the ground and does a nice job on little slash cutbacks, but another flag.
And a really good job.
You like him, don't you?
Yeah, I like Amir. I absolutely like Amir, but I don't know what they're looking to you. I mean, you're going to keep, or you're going to get rid of Theo Riddick? How many backs are you going to keep? You're not getting rid of Blunt.
There's no foul on the play. 2nd down.
You're not getting rid of Kerryon Johnson. We know Zach Zenner's going to complete. We know Dwayne Washington has return skills, special team skills. You'll see, but this is what Amir could do. And watch this guy. See number 13, T.J. Jones out here? See, this is the little things that will win championships. This is things that will help you become a better running football team when you have your wide receivers that can be able to block that 8th man in the box or safety.
And that's a physical safety, Carl Joseph as well. 2nd and 6. Castle to throw. Has a man wide open. And stumbling down inside the 1st down marker was Abdullah. He's got good hands out of the backfield. He's got to hold on to the football, and that he's been prominent on this drive.
And you know, he's a good back out of the backfield. He came out of Nebraska with good hands, and that baseball field got him, the warning track. I mean, that's your sport.
Is that the warning track?
Oh, whatever that is. I don't know. Pitcher's mound, bullpen, clubhouse, whatever. It's stupid and it doesn't belong on a football field. That's all I know.
It is different. You're right. First and goal for the Lions. Abdullah.
Nice.
Squeezed it down for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what.
Good drive for 21, man.
A good drive for 21. And a veteran move right there without panicking and allowing things to develop. That's kind of like a little, watch this little move right here. It's a little bit of Le'Veon Bell. Just that little stop, patience, then use the burst and fight his way into the end zone. Outstanding drive by the Detroit Lions. That's the way to get the running game going, boys. Good job, Ragnow. Look at Ragnow burying his guy in there.
Chewed up some clock. 6.5 minutes. They traveled 75 yards. And Matt Prater is automatic. Lions are on the board for the first time of the preseason. They pulled it within 3. A lot of Amir Abdullah on that last Lions scoring drive. The scoring drive brought to you by Ford. Abdullah with 23 total yards, 4 carries for 16, and a grab for 7.
That's a great drive for him. Also, T.J. Jones, not only catching, but blocking to get that running game going. That's the way to get established.
Whalen past the 25 and close to the 30-yard line. Well, we've seen it called once already here tonight. Here's the new helmet rule for the NFL.
I think the biggest thing is that number 1 there, that linear position, and that's where guys get in trouble and guys get hurt. That's Ryan Shazier. Everybody remembers that play and how horrible that was. If Ryan would have had his head up, I think he could have avoided that. Right here, you'll see Carl Joseph. He's unobstructed, and he almost hit him with the side of his helmet shoulder, but that's clearly a violation of the rule because he's unobstructed, and he could have taken the head out of it. You just have to adjust your game. Doesn't matter if we like it or don't like it. It's the rules. Change or die.
It's got to be an adjustment, though. I mean, a lot of these guys, they're so used to lowering their head. You've got to kind of breathe that out of them, huh?
Well, it starts, and any Little League coaches out there watching this, it starts with you. You're the ones that are responsible. They're going to change the game for better. And these guys are professional athletes. You're good enough to take your head and remove it from the game and not lower your head in a difficult position, and the game will be better for it, and the players will be safer. It's simple.
DeAndre Washington on the carry for Oakland. 3rd down and short now for the Raiders.
So the fans know, like, that applies all over the field. Like, if Marshawn Lynch, when he took that one for about 65 yards and there was a block on the backside and a receiver led with his helmet in that type of position, even though it had nothing to do with the play, they could still flag that. Backside official could have flagged that. Bring it back.
And a first down run for Washington past the 40. Raiders running back job or jobs will be interesting because you've seen Washington tonight. You've seen Jalen Richard tonight. You've got Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin. Chris Warren made an impact during practice the other day for the Raiders. So John Gruden has talked about it. He said, look, there's a lot of guys who have jumped out at me and a lot of guys vying for this 53-man roster.
Richard's a tough kid out of Southern Miss, and you have Doug Martin, of course, coming over from Tampa Bay, who's had his issues.
Cook throws it away.
Good job, Alex Barrett. Alex Barrett does a nice job of disrupting, not only putting pressure on the quarterback, but he disrupts the route. The receiver was trying to sneak out into the flat. Barrett knocks him off course, then changes his pursuit course to the angle. Well done, Alex. Good discipline right there off the bootleg. Number 58, Alex Barrett.
Another one of those guys trying to make this squad. There's nothing guaranteed there for the one guy who's got a year under his belt out of San Diego State. Cook throws down the sideline, and it is incomplete. Intended for Martavis Bryant.
Number 12, Martavis Bryant.
Charles Washington making up some ground. Deshaun Shedd working one-on-one with Martavis Bryant. It's cover 2, and I'll tell you what, I like Charles Washington right here. And see right here, he does a good job of avoiding the contact and removing his head. Back in the olden days, Benny Blades, one of my favorite players of all time.
Me too.
Would have put Martavis Bryant in the 3rd row.
Guys like Steve Atwater would have done the same thing, right?
Steve
Ronnie
Atwater,
Lott.
Chuck Cecil, Kurt Schultz.
Yeah. Gary Fensick. Cook on an out, pattern incomplete. Good coverage there by Tease Tabor.
Important camp for Tease.
Yeah, sure is.
And excellent job right there of staying disciplined in his coverage. Good series for the Lions.
Yeah, he's got, you mentioned Deshaun Shedd, Nevin Lawson. Those are the guys who are in that mix for that opposite Darius Slay starting spot. Abdullah wiped out at the 10. 90 yards to pay there for the Lions. They're down 3. Takes over for the Michigan, or the Lions offense. The 3rd-year pro out of Michigan has something to prove, doesn't he, Chris Thielen?
Yeah, he does. He's in a battle. Matt Castle is familiar with Matt Patricia. Jake's a competitor.
Kerryon Johnson hit at the line of scrimmage.
Maurice Hurst, Matt, on the tackle. Amir Abdullah last series. This is good, showing his ability to run. That's what he does best, puts his foot in the ground, makes people miss. Good hands out of the backfield. And to reward his efforts, outstanding patience on the touchdown run with the cutback.
That's his night so far. Had 4 touchdowns a year ago. But not much action on 3rd down, something he would like to fix this year. Blitz comes. Rudock on a curl route for minimal gain. Let's welcome back Torrey Petrie. Torrey.
Matt, we've seen new Lions tight end Luke Wilson working in there some this half, and he's actually a local guy from the Windsor area. He's from LaSalle, Ontario, just across the Ambassador Bridge, and he grew up as a huge Lions fan. He was actually Barry Sanders for Halloween twice. His family is Packers fans, though, but he's converted them now. They root for the Lions.
They should. That's good news.
Reminds me of my kids. They were Barry Sanders for Halloween, too.
How could you not be?
Yeah, exactly. I was Barry Sanders.
You played with him, right? Tough window to throw into for Rudock. It's incomplete. A ball intended for Marquez, so the Lions will punt it away on a 3rd or a 3-and-out.
Nice job by Antonio Hamilton. Ball's just a little bit late, allows number 32, Antonio Hamilton, playing the corner, to come in and get a good break on the football, get his hand. And Marquez's right arm to strip it away.
Hamilton, the 3rd-year pro out of South Carolina State. Whalen inside his own 35. And Nick Bellore with good coverage downfield. Doing a good job making himself valuable, not just as a fullback, but an emergency linebacker now and on special teams. Lions football is brought to you by Kroger, an official tailgate partner of the Detroit Lions. Buy and sell Lions tickets at Ticketmaster.com, the official ticketing partner of the Detroit Lions. And get up, get out, and soak in the summer with Labatt Blue and Labatt Blue Light. Always enjoy responsibly.
Looking for a Labatt Blue last night. I don't think you're going to find it here.
Yeah, I was looking for one.
No
yeah.
cow.
Yeah, more than one.
That's because you had to deal with me all day.
It's a long walk, partner. Lions doing a nice job defensively on that run right there from Chris Warren. Chris Warren, the rookie out of Texas, really physical tailback, big kid, 6'2", 246 pounds.
Good collision right there with Steve Longa. Had a chance to talk with Al Golden, the linebacker coach. Longa's had a great camp. He made sure to mention to me that he stood out, number 54. out of Rutgers.
Cook dumps it off. Thrown down inside the 50-yard line, DeAndre Washington. Good job by Deshaun Shedd.
It's a really good job of Shedd. We're talking, I mean, tackling is such an important thing, right? You saw Shedd right there. He didn't duck his head. He kept his eyes up. He wrapped up. His outstanding job for a corner. A physical corner, which sometimes in some circles is an oxymoron, but not for Shedd.
3 for Connor Cook and the Raiders here at the 2-minute warning. Pressure from the edge. Incomplete. What do you think about the pressure Detroit's been able to deliver tonight, Chris?
It's been okay. It's been decent. The problem is they haven't been able to finish. And remember, Connor Cook has hurt them scrambling around, finding open receivers after avoiding the pressure. Right here, this is better 4-man pressure right here, but Connor Cook still has a lot of room to step up in that pocket. So what you want to see is a little more push on that inside pocket to collapse it so he doesn't have room to step up.
TJ Jones now takes over the punt returning duties. Stands inside his own 10. Fair catch made at the 15-yard line. Detroit Lions season tickets are still available, starting at just $439 per seat. Call now to learn how you can earn $50 in stadium credit when you purchase season tickets during tonight's broadcast. Call 313-262-2222. That number right there on your screen. You can speak to a representative, 313-262-2222.
It's a good opportunity right now for Jake Rudock. 1:47 to go. Little 2-minute drill to show what you can do.
You and I saw the Niners third-string quarterback do that last night at a timeout for the Raiders in a San Francisco win.
Oakland, their first 30-second timeout.
Smart timeout. You know why, Matt? They had 10 guys on the field. Look at Gruden right there. That's what he's ticked off about. How can we have 10 guys on the freaking field to start a 2-minute drill coming off a break?
How much of an adjustment is it him? For John Gruden, who's been away for about a decade, he was 4 years here with the Raiders from 98 through 2001. He's been in the booth for a while. Now he comes back. What's the adjustment for the head coach?
I think it's adjustments, you know, getting through the first OTAs, getting through the first training camp. Then you get your rhythm, getting through the first preseason game. He's a smart guy. He's a very good football coach, and he'll pick it up quickly.
Rudock got a slant at the 19-yard line. First catch of the night for Dantes Ford, the second-year pro out of Pittsburgh.
We got Spartan and Wolverine up here, Calhoun and Hurst.
Kerryon Johnson showcasing his pass-catching ability. He can do it all. 55 rocks at Auburn in his career.
Good awareness for the rookie, too, right? Getting out of bounds, avoiding being tackled, hurdled a guy. Got some extra yards and got out of bounds. Smart.
SEC Offensive Player of the Year, Kerryon Johnson.
Job stiff arm like there. I like that.
Third and short. Raiders coming to blitz. Rudock picks it up and short-armed it.
This is a misread by Jake Rudock. He has Jace Billingsley uncovered all alone on the opposite side. When you misread like this, watch Billingsley right here. There's nobody here. He's off. He's going to get run off. Right there is the throw. It's an easy first down. I think he predetermined in his mind where he was going to go. There's nobody on Jace. And watch Jace Billingsley at the end. He smacks his hands together like, come on, dude, I'm open. That's a misread, in my opinion, by Jake Rudock.
Great punt. Sending Whalen inside his own 20. Good coverage downfield by the Lions special teams. And that special teams unit has been very good under Joe Marciano, the special teams coach since 2015. Among the best in the NFL. Connor Cook out there. He's battling E.J. Manuel for the backup job to Derek Carr. We'll probably see E.J. Manuel in the second half.
7 for 14.
Is that a nice day?
Yeah, a couple drops too, so it should be about 10 for 14.
108 yards in the touchdown pass. Toss sweep. Good cutback by Warren to get past the 30 and a flag on the play.
How about our boy making a tackle again? And that's what you cannot take that ever away from him. That's what his trump card and Anthony Zettel. Hustle, effort, chasing the ball down the field.
It's a heck of a 6th-round choice, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Illegal use of the hands, hands to the face. Number 26, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on Deshaun Shedd.
That's a 3rd tackle, by the way, from the opposite side of the ball that Zettel's made on the pursuit angle. I mean, that saves big runs, man.
Constant motor. And what I love most about him, and it's a constant chip on his shoulder, too.
Yeah. And versatility. Look where he's lined up. He's lined up at a 2 technique, which means head up on the guard.
1st and 10 as we approach the minute mark. Cook throws, and it's incomplete. The coverage by Jamal Agnew. Now, we've talked about the depth of the secondary. It's the deepest position on this Lions club, you could argue. Agnew was a first-team All-Pro punt returner a year ago. He wants more time at the cornerback spot.
Yeah, well, that's his position right here. And he has excellent coverage. And I'll tell you, too, number 58, Alex Barrett does a good job of coming in and not allowing Connor Cook to step into that throw.
2nd and 10. An underneath route. Richard. And into Lions territory.
That's number 32.
Out in space. One of the most difficult jobs for a linebacker is to cover a guy in space. And right there, Richard worked Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
Cook in a hurry up. Underneath. Plenty of room. Get out of bounds. I think they did. How about a 2-minute defense? We talked about 2-minute offenses before. How about a 2-minute defense for Paul Pasqualoni?
Well, now's the time to step up, and the key to a 2-minute defense is to tackle guys when they're in bounds and not get beat in space.
Force the opposition to use some timeouts. Raiders have 2 left. Richard out of the backfield and another first down.
It's a beautiful thing. You recognize matchups. So we had Richard win just 2 plays earlier. Right now, this is an automatic for Connor Cook. Working one-on-one with Jalen Reeves-Maybin on an option route. It just creates too much separation, and it's an easy pitch and catch. And Jalen can run. But right now, Richard has his book, has his number, and Connor Cook recognizes that mismatch and is taking advantage of it.
20 seconds left in the half. Another automatic for Cook, and another grab for Richard.
So what's the adjustment the Lions make? So let's put Shedd
on the tail
on Richard. Doesn't matter. They're giving them too much space. So what you have to do, because if they go trips to one side, a single receiver and Richard offset to that, they're working the backside of trips. They're working away from trips, and you're giving that guy too much space, and it's easy pitch and catch, and it's setting up for a shorter field goal.
It's a little dink and dunk. And a timeout for the Lions. Their second.
Timeout. Detroit. Their second. 30-second timeout.
Interesting formation, Matt, that the Raiders came out. They came out with regular personnel, 21 personnel, 1 tight end, 2 backs. I think they were trying to set up a play-action pass to go over the top. That's what I'd be aware of. unless he's playing for the field goal. But sometimes Coach Gruden, what he'll do is try to fool you by formation, send out a run formation, get a play action, and try to hit one over the top.
What's impressed you most about Connor Cook on an 11 for 19 night at 141 yards?
First, where he places the football. Right here. Seeing and understanding the defense, poise in the pocket, and delivering catchable balls where a guy does catch it. Right there, just throwing it low and away so only his guy or no guy. But out in the field, when a guy does catch it, the transition from catch to run is smooth.
Also kept it away from the Lions, too. The Shark crawls past the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Good job by Reeves Maben right there, stepping up, filling that hole. An open field tackle.
And they'll settle for a field goal try from Eddie Pinheiro, who's already booted one through today. That one was from 21. This one will be from longer. Stick around at the half. Torrey Petrie, before we get rolling in the second half, we'll talk with head coach Matt Patricia. His thoughts on the first couple of quarters.
Number 9. On for a field goal attempt.
This will be a 48-yard field goal attempt. How about kicking out of that infield right at second base, Chris?
I was watching. Their footing was pretty good. Watch his plant foot.
Crowd tells you it's good. And we've reached the half. 13-7. Raiders, a touchdown toss from Connor Cook. Amir Abdullah with a touchdown run for the Lions. It's 13-7. Oakland on the Lions television network. Raiders lead it. Matt Patricia has some thoughts, and he's ready to share them with Torrey Petrie on the sidelines. Torrey?
Thanks, Matt. Coach, you just finished your first half of football as head coach of the Detroit Lions. What did you learn about your team in this half?
Well, we got a lot of work to do. All right, we got to come out and try to, finish off the game in 60 minutes. Really just, for me right now, it's about getting back to basics, making sure that we're doing everything from a good fundamental technique standpoint. Do a little bit better here on third down. Hopefully, maybe keep some drives alive and get off the field here on defense. And a lot of good situational football out there on the field today to teach from. But, overall, just, we got to keep working, try to keep getting better, and hopefully finish the game.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the second half.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Matt.
All right, Torrey, Detroit just 1 for 5 on third downs so far tonight. Chris, Oakland 3 for 7. Not necessarily alarming, but you didn't like the fact that Connor Cook was able to stand tall and do what he does. Now, remember this. We have not seen Matthew Stafford tonight. And Matthew Stafford's the real deal. I suppose we don't need to see Matthew Stafford.
And plus, we haven't seen a lot of 5 or 6 man rushes by Matt Patricia's defense. Make no mistake, Matt Patricia has his DNA all over this defense, even though Paul Pasqualoni's the D coordinator. Certainly he and Matt work hand in hand. But I agree with Matt. I think there's a lot of good things. The running game got going in the second quarter. The run defense was a little more solid. And the 4 guys, when you're rushing 4, they're getting pressure, but they're not creating havoc. And there's still a little bit of pocket for Connor Cook to step up into, or he's creating time and space. So it makes it difficult to cover guys for a long time down the field.
What's a playbook look like for a coach in a preseason, especially preseason game number 1? How deep do they go?
I think you probably have a certain amount of things you want to do. Like defensively, I don't think they're going that deep. We've seen some basic man coverages and some zones. We got hurt on a zone because there was a mental error in the back end, which was a big play in the first half where Connor Cook, they ran a 3-level route, a deep route, a medium route, and a short route. We jumped a short route. Connor Cook fitted in right into the middle, which turned into a long gain. So that's the mental errors. But that's what Matt's talking about. I mean, being tough, and part of being tough is being mentally tough and being able to not have mental errors, which in the NFL, if you have a mental error, Matt, that's a big play. I mean, good teams will exploit that in a heartbeat. Good quarterbacks will exploit that. And we know in the NFC North they have good quarterbacks.
First time we see Brandon Powell, and he'll take it from the goal line. He's the rookie out of Florida. Good speed to the edge. And close to the 30-yard line.
Matt Patricia talked about Brandon Powell. He was excited to watch him play.
Says he's quick, fast, explosive, and a multiple down value. What does he mean by that?
Well, I think when you look at it, if you're a 3 wide receiver guy, he's perfect size for the slot type of guy. He's a Jace Billingsley guy. So you can put him in on first down, and he has versatility to move out to the outside if you need him to move out as an outside receiver.
Should be Jake Rudak's game from this point forward. Kerryon Johnson running behind some of the guys trying to make this team for depth up front, including 65 in white. Tyrell Crosby is a rookie out of Oregon, 5th-round choice, and he was a road grader there with the Ducks. First team all-conference and offensive lineman of the year. And he thought that was a steal in the 5th round for Detroit. That was a gain of 3. Rudak to Billingsley. Slipped through a couple of tackles and gets close to the first down. We talked about the offensive line. We know who the starters are up front. Who will back them up? There's plenty of choices there, and some with a lot of experience.
Right there, Joe Dahl's a guy that I think has a great future because he can play all 3 positions. He's actually played a little bit of tackle. He can go in at guard. In an emergency, you can put him at center. His versatility is going to help him make this football team.
Another guy we didn't see on that graphic is Kenny Wiggins. Johnson, nice stiff arm. Flag on the play. Spinning around. Looking for daylight. Does he have enough in the tank? Pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. May not stand, but that was an impressive run anyway.
For the preseason as a coach, okay, fine, we would like to have the play, but that's something exciting that you'll see, and maybe he's writing that on his note card.
Holding. Number 65 offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 3rd down.
Tyrell Crosby, number 65. Again, if his hands are inside, let me see. That's not holding. I get it. That's inside. They're doing battle. His hands are inside. But more exciting is Kerryon Johnson, the ability to break tackles, cut back, open field, show good speed. And, I'll live with that with Crosby.
3rd down and 9. Rudak, plenty of time. I'm going to run it to the 31.
Not a pretty play by Jake Rudak, but a smart play. There was nothing downfield. Instead of trying to force it, you punt and play defense and live to fight another down or another series. And good job of protecting that ball because you don't know what's coming up from behind. As you're going to see in this all-22 look, there's nobody open downfield. Jake Rudak tucks it and goes and tries not to force it anywhere. But I like the fact before contact came, he covered up and protected the football.
This is Ryan Santoso out of the University of Minnesota. Good leg. And decent coverage by the Lions downfield. Did a nice job making sure they hem him in. Led by Jonathan Freeney on that special teams unit. E.J. Manuel takes over the reins for the Oakland offense in his 6th season out of Florida State. You see his career numbers with Oakland a year ago. Played in a couple of games. A former 1st-round pick of the Buffalo Bills in 2013.
So Miles Killebrew playing a little linebacker.
And another big gain on the ground for Oakland. Getting a big push up front by their big fellas. You mentioned Killebrew. He's at the bottom of that pile, number 35 in white. And a guy who's trying to make that transition, and it's a crowded defensive backfield. So you want to see what he can bring to the table from a linebacker spot.
Yeah, and obviously he does have some coverage skills with your safety playing linebacker.
Close to a first down. Let's go down to Torrey Petrie. Torrey?
Yeah, you guys talk about Miles Killebrew playing at linebacker. He talked about kind of making that switch this week. He's been working in individual drills with the linebackers. He says the biggest difference is that you're closer to the action down in the box. It gets to you a little bit quicker, but he's a guy who likes to hit. He says you can call him whatever position you want. He's just a football player. More you can do, right?
Yeah, sure. Better chance you got to stay in. And just watching him, he's a tough guy. And I think he's a good football player. We talk about fundamentals and techniques that Matt Patricia was talking about. And I talked to Jared Davis about this. The one thing all these guys can do a little bit better, and something that you need to do, is use your hands. Instead of taking on blocks with your shoulders, take blocks with your hands. Do not let that lineman get in you. They engulf you. He'll get it. He's a good player. He's tough, and he wants to be a Lion.
E.J. Manuel on a boot and a little dump off for a first down and more.
E.J. Manuel to number 80, Sadiq Ragnow. Here's the penalty flag of the play.
Another flag on the play. Maybe wiping out that catch by Saeed Blackmail. John Gruden has not looked happy most of the night, has he, Chris?
He looks happier than he did in the booth on Monday nights. I think he's like me, you know, guys that, you know, the more miserable you are around the football field, the happier you are. That's just, he's happy.
There's no foul on the play. The result of the play is the first down.
All right, so a first down for the rookie out of Penn State on the catch.
Come back with the bootleg, and it seems when they bring new quarterbacks in, they like to start the series. Derek Carr started the game with a bootleg. Connor Cook had a few bootlegs, and they're looking to see if they got Paul Butler for a hit in the back. But actually, I think the defender. No, that's not a clip at all. That's a good job of picking it up as Tracy Walker took a shot from Paul Butler.
Gain of 21 on the play. Chris Warren. Big room on the outside. And Walker brings him down right around the 15. What happened there?
I'm going to tell you what happened. If I'm Matt Patricia, I'm going to start pulling my beard hair out because I can't take it when you can't lose contain. You always have to have somebody that has to force the ball inside. Now, if I'm taking a guess, right there, Milligan was the guy that was up on the line of scrimmage. He's the furthermost outside guy. He has contained. That means that ball has to go back inside.
Back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Warren shoulder down and close to the 10-yard line. They had that bootleg play for 21. Then Warren scampers to the outside for 26. And now another positive play, a pickup of 5. And Oakland is doing a nice job of gaining a lot of yards on the ground tonight.
I see Coach Gruden down there holding his play sheet. And all that was a repeat of the play they just had. And why do you do that? Well, if they ain't stopping it one way, they're not going to stop it the other way. Keep doing it.
100 yards on the ground now for the Raiders, Chris.
He's got to be pleased with that.
They averaged 97 per game a year ago. Warren again. First down. You know, talked about his size. He's a big back, but he's a physical back. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're always physical. He attacks the defense, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's one step, and he's a straight-ahead Ed. I mean, there's no, like, Amir Abdullah, patient, Le'Veon Bell, stop, start, foot in the ground, north-south. That's the beauty of it. Understand who you are and what you are. One concern I do have, and it's something to keep an eye on as we progress through the preseason into the season, is the interior defensive line of the Lions. That's where they got to be able to hold up.
That was Deshaun Hand. Lions draft pick of the 4th round.
Get on it.
The Lions think they have it. They do.
Let's see if the ball gets up. Yeah. I think EJ got out of there a little bit quick, and huge turnover. I get it's preseason and all that, but that's a big stop and a momentum changer. Good job, defense.
See if Detroit can take advantage. They trail by 6 on the road. Rudock from his goal line intended for Theo Redding. And Redding's vying for that final wide receiver spot with Jace Billingsley, Brandon Powell, Chris Lacey, and some others. He's had a good camp so far.
Watch what Theo Redding does. He's had a great camp, but he stops running. He stops and tries to jump for it. If he keeps running, Jake Rudock is going to throw him up. See him stop right there? You didn't have to stop. Look where the ball is. Trust your guy that is going to get you the ball. It's not a quarterback from Riverdale High. It's an NFL quarterback, Matt. Make him overthrow you.
Or in his case, Michigan Collegiate High School. Yeah. Powell upended right away. Nice play by Nick Nelson. 4th-round pick out of Wisconsin. Nelson actually started his career in Hawaii before transferring to Paul Chryst team, where he became a second-team All-Big Ten selection a year ago. Actually led the NCAA and set a Wisconsin record for 21 passes defended a year ago. See if Detroit goes after him here on a 3rd down and 11. Screen. Johnson broke a tackle. 1st down. He's got a little something, doesn't he?
Well, you're right. So we need to make the transition from college to the NFL is a little bit of juice and another gear. And watch 46 for the Raiders come in here and make people miss. And Kerryon Johnson has that extra juice right here and that speed just to make people miss by getting up in the air. That's the 2nd time we saw him do a little hurdle. Carry on, wayward son.
You've been waiting for that all night long.
Yes.
I actually like what Kerryon Johnson does. Yeah. I like him on Twitter. He's a funny guy. He tweeted this not too long ago. Everybody's getting married, and I'm just realizing I left my clothes in the washer from yesterday again.
All right. I like that.
Here's another one. I can remember a whole playbook, but I can't remember where I parked my car. Good thing I just set off the alarm, and I can find it that way. We can all relate.
That's a good subtle message to the coach. Hey, I got the plays down. You can trust me.
Give it to him again. Dancing his way. A lot of Raiders around the ball there. It's a -1. How many times, and this is not the same, but Barry Sanders used to make us kind of jump out of our seat even on a no-gain run.
Yeah, right. He does a good job of avoiding Wilburn, avoiding another tackle for loss, and being able to pick up -1 instead of -5.
Rudock stepped up and threw it short to Johnson.
See, that's been a little bit of a difference right now. That was a 4-man pressure by the Raiders. They were able to disrupt Jake Rudock in the pocket as opposed to the Lions when they had their 4-man pressures and Connor Cook was able to move freely into the pocket.
Remember, the Lions gave up 47 sacks a year ago, Chris. 2nd most in the NFL. Only Indianapolis allowed more.
Man coverage right here. You got to win your one-on-one battles.
Rudock, down he goes. Flag on the play in the secondary.
Spartan, Shalik Calhoun with the sack on the Wolverine. Jake Rudock. Old rivalries renewed. I was just going to say there was no separation created by wide receivers against the Raider defensive backs. Maybe because they were being held.
Holding, number 38 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
It's on Nick Nelson.
Right there, number 38. Working on Brandon Powell, grabs the jersey right there. Good call by the official. Excellent call. Didn't need to grab him either. It was good position.
Zach Zenner spinning his way close to the 35-yard line.
Number 34.
Good move by Matt Patricia, keeping Jim Bob Cooter in charge. He's got a great working relationship with Matthew Stafford. Matthew has had great numbers under Jim Bob Cooter.
Crazy numbers. I'll tell you what those are here in a moment. Rudock. Good catch on the sideline by Vellis. Hakeem Vellis hauls it in, and a first down for Detroit.
That's his second catch of the night in a very competitive tight end battle. Matt Patricia told us that's a position group that he was interested in watching compete. Good job. I'll tell you, he runs nice routes, Matt. I like
6'5", 230 out of Monmouth. Center squares his shoulders and gets into Oakland territory. A gain of 6 for Zenner.
Good job by Nelson with a good tackle. Eyes up, head up, wrap up, drive your feet, run through your target, not to your target. Zenner, tough yards, tough guy to bring down.
This is what you like here as a coordinator. 2nd down and 4. Gives you some options. Center. Good job to get back up and get some positive yards. You were talking about Matthew Stafford and the relationship with Jim Bob Cooter. Under Jim Bob Cooter, Matthew Stafford, the last 41 games, folks, over 11,000 yards, 73 touchdowns to just 24 picks. A completion percentage of 66.3% and a quarterback rating of 98. Those numbers you see right there, among the best in his career. So the fewest interception, the best QBR a year ago, and those numbers for his career in a single season is still pretty darn good. Good slant route caught by Powell at the 35, and that was a bullet from Rudock to the former Gator.
Beautiful timing right there between Powell and Rudock. That back foot plants on that 3rd step. Watch this. It's a snap, so he takes 1, 2, plant. Timed it up perfectly. Nice throwing lane by the offensive line provided. And Brandon Powell, a good job of sealing the deal.
Powell, a former running back at Florida before moving to the wide receiver position. Johnson with a big hole. Good run, close to the 20.
That's the burst right there. You said you got to have something special. He has that special, or that little extra gear, once he sees space, and the ability so far, which we've watched tonight, is able to run through tackles, just like he ran through that one in the tackle attempt by Jason Kabinda.
Picked up 13. Kerryon Johnson a year ago averaged 116 yards per game. Led the SEC and was 15th in the nation in rushing.
Beautiful.
Redding shoved out of bounds.
This is a running play, but they checked it. This is just a read between quarterback and receiver. See this guy? He's 10 yards off. Watch these guys. They're going to fire out. He's just going to take the read right there. Perfect play. Good recognition by Jake Rudock. Excellent recognition by Redding.
Got a timeout on the field with 1:45 left in the 3rd, and the Lions threatening in Oakland. We know Lions fans wanted to see a lot of Kerryon Johnson, the 2nd-round pick out of Auburn. They have done that. No one has carried the ball more in a Lions uniform tonight than the rookie running back, and no one's caught more passes either. He's been really good on this drive, and it's 2nd down and short for Detroit. 14th play of the drive right here. Johnson again. 1st down.
Nice job on the offensive line right there, creating space, but this is what you like. Patience, burst, not afraid to lower the shoulder, not the head. Uses the stiff arm well. Shows good breakaway speed, breaking tackles. Everything you want so far, Kerryon Johnson has delivered. So far, Bob Quinn, A+ for Kerryon Johnson.
They traded up to get him with Bob Quinn's old team. He's our Kroger player of the game. Jake Rudock stands tall and down he goes. Pressure up front by the Raiders yet again.
Well, you know how the Raiders were working Richard away from the trips. They're trying to do the same thing here. The Lions are. The trips are over there. Kerryon Johnson's out in space on an option route. He does not get open, though. He jumps inside, and you have a linebacker sitting there for help. So Jake Rudock did a smart thing, protected the football, tucked it, and got down.
Shalik Calhoun, second all-time in MSU football history when he left that school with 27 sacks. Rudock across the middle. Oh, he had his man. Wallace was open.
Oh, missed opportunity right there. Good call right there. Working again. A two-man route, two-man side. Jake just missed him a little bit on the overthrow. But he was over top of the safety. Got to drop that one in the bucket, Jake.
To get to about the 2 for a first down. Four-man rush. Rudock dumps it underneath. Johnson spinning his way to the 5. That'll do it for 3 quarters. A decision from Matt Patricia. Do you kick it? Do you go for it on 4th down? We'll soon find out, with Detroit trailing by 6 as we head to the 4th. We haven't seen Detroit's starting quarterback or franchise defensive end either, but Connor Cook and Kerryon Johnson have been really good for their respective teams, and quite honestly, so is Amir Abdullah for the Lions. 13-7 as Ryan Santoso comes on to attempt the field goal from 24 yards away out of the long snap of Don Muehlbach and the hold of Sam Martin. Powers it through, and the Lions pull to within 3 early in the 4th. Longest drive of the night for either team pulls Detroit to within 3, 13-10. Ryan Santoso, the 24-yard field goal.
How about his value, Matt? Punter, kicker, kickoff man?
Right. Does a little bit of everything. Out of the University of Minnesota. Raiders will start shy of the 25. The scoring drive brought to you by Jets Pizza. That last scoring drive, 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Lions used 18 plays to travel 88 yards. Nice to see some Lions fans here on a Friday night in Oakland. Let's hope we get plenty next week when the Lions take on the Giants at Ford Field.
Get a look at Barkley, Saquon Barkley.
Good player. E.J. Manuel. Marcel Aitman on the receiving end of that catch, or that pass, I should say. Oakland a year ago carried the 3 Qs. Derek Carr and Connor Cook, Emmanuel. Warren to the 35.
Chris Warren with carry number 8 of the evening. This one to the 35.
Marked the knee down at the 34. Just shy of the first down yard marker.
Third and 1 from the 34.
Nice penetration by the Lions up front to stuff him short of the first down. That's Deshaun Hand.
It's good to see right there. 4th round pick out of Alabama. I like what he does right here. Watch him slip the block. Number 93 gets inside, knocks the fullback off target, gets big in that hole. Excellent job on short yardage defense by Deshaun Hand. Good to see your young players step up and make a play when it counts.
No question that guy was a winner in college, playing at Alabama. Played in 3 college football championships, won 2 titles. Powell, flag on the play. Caught it inbounds at the 20. Slippery up the sideline.
During the kick, holding, number 38 receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
Penalty on Mike Ford. Lions will take over. 1st and 10 right around their own 20 where we return. 12:48 left to go in this one. The Lions had it marched off from the 20 back to the 10, so that's where they start this drive here in the 4th quarter, trailing by a field goal. Tori Petrie's on the sidelines. Tori?
Matt, we've seen the Lions do these joint practices each of the last 3 years with the Steelers, Colts, and now the Raiders. But this year has been the most physical of all of them. It's been the first time we've actually seen them do live tackling in these joint practices. And they were really fun to watch. I got to say, though, one of the best parts was the Raiders fans. They were really into those practices. It was fun hearing them cheer for the Raiders in those practices.
Yeah, they were boisterous, weren't they? I mean, and there was some chirping going on, wasn't there? Brandon Powell on a slant route slips at the 20-yard line.
He does a good job out working and defeating man-to-man coverage with his quickness. He's not going to overpower a lot of guys. Extremely quick, which makes him difficult to cover in the slot.
Powell dropped just 11 of 116 catchable passes in his 3 years at Florida. So sure-handed, too. 3rd and short. Center, the lone tailback. He'll get the call. Doesn't look like he got it.
That's just penetration up front that kills that all day long. Watch up front here. In this side here, you're going to get penetration. So Zach Zenner has to abandon north-south and start going east and west. You get good pressure off the edge from Kelsar. 3rd-year guy out of Southern Utah.
Santoso. And a late flag after the Nelson return.
On the return, there's a penalty flag on the play. 51 yards.
Well, you can tell it's the first preseason game, can't you?
Yeah, I hear Gruden
All the
complaining
flags.
about the penalties.
Yeah.
There's no foul on the play. Timeout.
That's happened 3 times tonight. Raiders take over, up by 3 with a little bit more than 11 minutes to go. Back in Oakland, Raiders have led it throughout. E.J. Manuel, their 3rd quarterback, played tonight. Steps up in the pocket. He's got some room to run. And then it's closed quickly. Good job coming up. Roland Milligan. Tracy Walker is the third-round choice out of Louisiana Lafayette. He's in at the safety spot, cousin of Darius Slay. And a lot of people thought that was an odd pick. He didn't even expect to be chosen in the third round. He actually said after he was chosen that he thought he'd be closer to the fifth round. But he's a big, long, lanky guy, Chris.
Yeah, we're starting to see that. You know, you look at the size of wide receivers, especially the outside guys. Got to have tall guys to match up.
Walker can come up and fill the box, if you will, and support the run. And we also mentioned that, you know, he's got those long arms. It's amazing how important that is at that position. Helped right there on that play. Walker actually has longer arms than Frank Ragnow.
Yeah.
First round pick.
So that 6'1" turns into 6'3".
Right, there you go. First play, or first down play here. Manuel connects with Aitman.
Number 88, Marcel Aitman. His fourth catch of the evening.
Well, Lions season tickets are still available, starting at just $439 per seat. Call now to learn how you can earn $50 in stadium credit when you purchase season tickets during tonight's broadcast. The numbers on your screen, 313-262-2222. You can speak with a representative now.
Nice.
Deshaun Hand has come in and
That's nice.
he's done a nice job, hasn't he?
It's such good work of creating separation at the point of contact. I love to see this from a young guy. And we talked about how that middle of the defense has to be tough. Deshaun Hand taking his guy, defeating his blocker, and making a play, Matt, at or behind the line of scrimmage. When you can do that, you're going to help your defense. Not only, even if he doesn't make the tackle, that allows his linebackers to flow freely to the football. Good job, Deshaun. Encouraged.
Third and 3.
Got to win man coverage.
Pressure coming. Manuel across his body. Is that a complete pass? It is. That's a whale of a throw right there to Paul Butler.
He's done a nice job tonight, hasn't he? Out of California, Pennsylvania, California. Manuel, nice throw, and Paul Butler not quitting. You notice why they went hurry up there too, right?
Yeah,
because the Lions were complaining or thinking that he dropped the ball.
Right.
False start. Number 71 offense. Going from a 3-point to a 2-point to a 3-point stance. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That would have been a good test for the catch rule right there. Now the red flag comes out.
Play of a catch. Timeout.
Matt Patricia challenging that catch by Paul Butler. Another look at it right here. Will it stand? Looks like a drop to us. We'll get the official call when we return.
34.
Good challenge by Matt Patricia. He wins it. An incomplete pass on that throw to Paul Butler.
Yeah. Right here, and I saw when the challenge was taking place, Paul Butler smacked his hands together in frustration because he knew the truth. The truth was he dropped the football. Nice job by the Raiders hurrying up, though. And would have got away with it, Matt, if the lineman would have stayed in his stance instead of going from a 2-point to a 3-point and not being set.
Forcing a punting situation now for Johnny Townsend. Townsend's a 5th-round choice out of Florida. He's the Gators' all-time leading punter and #1 in SEC history. I don't care what position you play. If you're #1 in that type of conference, that's pretty impressive. It's the first preseason game for the officials, too, folks.
Yeah, and for me, I'm sitting here calling Derek Carr David Carr at the beginning of the game. So we'll get that warmed out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's go. Get the punting ball.
I was going to say, a different ball. I mean,
I knew of kickers in the
Had a
NFL that used to take the kicking balls and throw them in a dryer before a game. I'm not going to say who, but I've just heard that rumor.
What would that do?
I don't know. Just kickers. How do I know what kickers think? They're on a different planet.
They are a little like goalies, aren't they, I suppose? Lions football is brought to you by
Goalies are tough.
Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family's not just our name, it's the way we do business. Get up, get out, and soak up the summer with Labatt and Labatt Light. Always enjoy responsibly. And brought to you by Henry Ford Health System, the official health care provider of the Detroit Lions. Chris Spielman, Tori Petrie, our producer, Rob Aller, our director, Mark Isofano, our entire Fox Sports Detroit crew here with us in Oakland.
What about Diz?
Great to have all those guys.
Love the Diz?
Yeah, MJ, Mark
All of
Jones,
them.
all of them, yeah. EJ, they're all there. Good to have them on board. And we'll be with them at Ford Field a week from tonight against the Giants. Kerryon Johnson, another flag. Wow.
We're going to get our guy again, our 5th-round pick. Tackle out of Oregon.
Terrell Crosby.
Out there in space. Got to keep those hands in. I think the biggest adjustment.
Illegal use of the hands to the face. Number 95 defense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Fadal Brown instead.
But yeah, I was just going to, my point too is Crosby, the biggest adjustment is the speed of the defensive lineman and the size of defensive ends.
He said as much, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time on in college defensive ends, you got 250-pound outside linebackers in a 3-point. Well, you guys got guys now that move just as well at 275, 280 pounds.
He didn't allow a sack all last year. Rudock dancing away from pressure. Eyes downfield and a scamper out of bounds. Here's our offensive play of the game. It's presented by the Lee Steinberg Law Firm. Amir Abdullah, the lone Lions touchdown run.
Good patience, vision, and a little power at the end, getting those pads low to get across the end zone. Rushing touchdown for Amir Abdullah. Good job. And Patricia fired up.
Amir Abdullah had 190 touches last year, Chris. Only 4 came on 3rd down. Johnson, man, he's looked really good. Another flag. Hitting.
Again, what we're seeing, though, and disregard the flag for a moment, Kerryon Johnson has that little ability to get up in the air and make people miss.
Holding, number 72 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
It's on Brian Mahalik.
The difference between good backs, average backs, and great backs is that out in space, you can make people miss. That's the difference between an NFL running back and a very average running back. You can make this 8th guy, this open guy miss just like that. And Kerryon tonight has shown that ability to make that off-block player miss in the hole.
2nd down and 17 for Johnson and the Lions. Out of bounds.
Again, right there, I know it doesn't seem like much, but avoiding contact.
Yeah, Trayvon Hester was after him.
And Antonio Hamilton, who's slow getting up, comes down And watch carry on with a little skip right here. It's coming up, and right there, a little skip. See that? It avoids contact, and that saves on your body. Good play by carry on. I liked his toughness at Auburn. I remember watching the game, and he was hurt, but he kept coming back, not taking plays off. At Auburn, you run a Gus Malzahn offense, which is hurry up, get as many plays as you can. That guy rarely came off the field.
Yeah, he's an every down back, isn't he, Chris?
Yeah,
I find that very often. He's done you know what? They've been really impressed with his pass blocking ability and his pass catching ability.
Yeah, he does it all. And you know, you try not to get too excited,
sure,
right? But so far tonight, there's little things that you see that can make you excited. That little extra burst, making the on-block player in the hole miss, catching the ball out of the backfield. I need to see a little bit more of pass protection, but I'm sure he'll get better as that goes on.
Well, he was 43rd overall, second-round choice. Frank Ragnow taken in the first round, and Frank Ragnow graded out Pro Football Focus, since they've been doing college players over the last 2 years, the best of anybody they've ever done on the offensive line.
Good. Not enough yet.
Yeah.
But those three guys, great debuts for the Detroit Lions.
3rd and 19.
Get open. Work away. No.
Nelson dropped it. Well, oftentimes those are plays that hurt your film, don't they?
Well, I think with Jake, that's so uncharacteristic, right? Because early in the ball game, he does a good job of avoiding and getting away from pressure. I think he abandons the pocket a little soon. But what I would like to see right here is receivers working back toward him and not forcing the football. I mean, in the first half, or when we saw him play, he took the sack or went down, didn't force the ball, punt
or ran
play.
with it.
Yeah. You don't want to force anything. You don't need that play.
He's trying to get it to Chris Lacey. Nelson from his 40. And down he goes.
Nelson, number 38 on the return.
Mike Ford, the first one down there for the Lions, the rookie out of southeastern Missouri. Played a little corner, played a little wide out. Warren bounce into the outside and tugged down right around the 40. Chris Jones made the tackle.
That's one area you're going to have to improve right now. Matt Patricia will contain outside guy, force it in.
There's a play selection brought to you by Menards. The balance that Oakland has had.
I think he'd be happy with that. Right now, they're going to try to eat as much clock as they can, and smart play by Chris Warren. He did not go out of bounds. You notice that he cut it back in just enough to stay in bounds. Keep that clock ticking.
Keep it on the ground. Nice cutback by Warren to get the first down. Their backs have been pretty good. Washington, Warren, Richard.
Well, how many times have we said it? I mean, it's just, this is the 5th time this happened tonight. When you have outside contain, that means that ball has to go back inside. And to me, I think that's Freddie Bishop's job. Freddie Bishop peeked inside. Chris Warren read his eyes, bounced it around the corner. And again, too many yards. Too many yards.
138 on the ground. 149 rather after that 11-yard run. So over 150 now for Chris Warren and the Raiders quartet of running backs.
And don't forget the minus the 65 that had taken away from Marshawn Lynch.
Right. Very first series. Under 4.5 remaining.
It's a tough position there. I'll tell you, those guys take a beating. That's why you need a 1A, 1B type running back. I really believe that today's day and age of the NFL.
Yeah. Long time ago, you'd just go with the one tailback, you had a fullback, you know? Ed Marinero would block for Chuck Foreman, guys like that. Manuel with a little dump off, another first down, and they'll stay inbounds. Isaac Whitney out of Southern California making play.
Well, that's a Gruden 101. If you spend any time with John, anytime you get the running game going, they just do a little bootleg and they hide the receiver coming across the formation so the defense can lose sight. But it's all set up with strong running games. And Whitley running free.
A gain of 12 on the play. A little offset eye there behind E.J. Manuel. Warren with a stutter step move. Big hit by Walker. Flag on the play. They like that ability of Tracy Walker, the third-round choice out of Louisiana Lafayette. He can punish you.
And plus he's coming up fast and filling a hole.
Holding, number 44 offense. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
And the fullback, Ryan Juracek.
You see right here, 44 on your screen. He's going to chip and gets his hands on the shoulder pads of Roland Milligan. But again, though, as a defender, you cannot let that offensive guy get into your body and engulf you because you're giving up the short edge or the corner and outside space.
Surprised you're not biting on my fullback-tailback combo. I was waiting for more from you.
Well, I thought Bill Brown was a heck of a fullback back in the day.
Warren, nowhere. A defensive play of the game brought to you by Xfinity. Only one turnover tonight. Detroit forced it. And they did a good job last year. They were third in the NFL in takeaways with 32.
Yeah, and they turned that turnover into points, and the Raiders were driving the football, and it's a big move and big play for the Lions.
And they were fourth in the league in points off turnovers a year ago.
How about Pete Banachek? Mark Van Egan, since we're here.
I was going to say Mark Van Egan. Charles Davis was a tailback, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Charles Davis.
How about Rocky Blyer and Franco Harris? Good matchups between the Steelers and Raiders a long time ago, right? Love those battles.
Rocky Blyer, 190-pound fullback.
Yeah, right.
He looks at home, doesn't he? I think he's happy.
John Gruden?
Yeah. 10 million. Yeah, 10 million a year, 10 years. Take it. He said if they don't win, he's going to give some of his money back.
Remember when he was introduced as the Raiders head coach a long time ago, he was the youngest coach at 34. Receiver fell down for Manuel. Marcus Baugh. Gruden is a head coach in his career, 11 years as a head coach, 5 division titles. 6 times he's won 9 games or more. And of course, he won the Super Bowl with Tampa, Super Bowl 37, beating the Raiders.
You know, an interesting story with John. I was at the draft. He was there. He was eating breakfast. I just went up and sat down beside him. He pulled out his notebook and started going over all these formations and said, "What do you think?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know anything about offense. I know what you're doing. I know if you're in this formation, you're going to run the football."
It's never out of you, is it? You're always in it.
Nice Bill.
And remember, Gruden's he's a D3 guy. He was a quarterback at Dayton. Matt Patricia's a D3 guy. It shows you the ability, if you love something, really good pictures right here. If you love something, if you're passionate about something, you stick with it. Look what you can accomplish.
Yeah, and their passion for football went way beyond just playing the game. They were passionate about the X's and O's, the challenges of coaching and motivation.
45-yard field goal attempt from Eddie Pinero. He's banged home a couple. Make it 3 for 3. Matt Patricia brings the 27th all-time head coach in Lions history. Now in his early 40s, but a pretty impressive resume.
That's a pretty good jump right there. How about that? Going from a college GA at Syracuse to an offensive assistant with the New England Patriots. Somebody recognized talent and capitalized on it and gave him a chance.
Well, you and I were talking while watching practice not too long ago, and you were impressed with how demanding he was, how physical the action was, how quick and intense it was. You liked his practice.
Yeah.
You would have embraced that type of practice.
I liked how he had the ones on one field, twos on two fields, so everybody's getting the same amount of reps. It gives them a chance to evaluate guys, and with a lot of plays and a lot of reps, I think Matt's going to do a great job.
That kick goes out of bounds.
That won't make John Gruden happy.
No. That's free yardage. No coach likes giving the opposition free
Kick off
yardage.
out of bounds.
Well, what are we entering,
Kicking
right?
team. Ball be placed at the 40-yard line.
We're entering the
First down.
2-minute drill, right?
Sure.
And so you're creating field position right away for the offense.
You know your opponent's got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning for a 3rd timeout. So you're right. And no coach would like that mistake at this stage of the game.
Well,
Brian Brown is into the game for Detroit. He wears 3 in white, and he's split to the left of Jake Rudolph. Actually, it's Matt Castle who's back in.
Interesting move. Matt Castle coming out of the bullpen, lining up a shortstop, playing quarterback.
5 for 10 before that throw.
Shortstop. What is this? It's like they have a shift to the right on, too.
Not sure he has as strong an arm as Jose Iglesias, but it was accurate on that throw. 2-minute warning here in Oakland.
What about Julio?
A Frank Ragnow fan right behind him. Lions well represented here in Oakland.
It's good to see fans wear offensive lineman jerseys.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe it's got to be a relation family right there.
You don't see it very often, though, do you?
He did a good job.
Frank Ragnow's family is incredibly supportive. People are going to love him in Detroit. Just a really good dude and a really good player. Brandon Powell drilled at the 45.
He had a good debut tonight.
Yeah,
I thought
he had a good
played
camp.
well.
You liked his camp, right?
Yeah, he struggled out here a little bit, but I'll tell you, he made adjustments, and I thought his pass pro was outstanding tonight for his first night out.
3-year starter at Arkansas. You like captains, right? And, Powell almost ripped it away. Nelson stepped inside. There's a look at Frank Ragnow. 6'5", 308 pounds. A 20th overall pick and a...
Holding, number 74 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
And Brandon Powell just did a good job of saving the game right there. That should have been picked, and Brandon Powell went in and dug it out. Nelson had a great break on that football. Watch this. You see coming in on a slant. Brandon Powell's been successful running this play. Nelson had a great break, and Powell attacked the football, which you want to do as a wide receiver. Never want to wait for it. DBs are too good and too quick on their breaks.
3rd and 14. Marcus Lucas on the reception. And it's a 4th down situation now for the Lions. They need 11. And Lucas has got it for a 1st down.
Well, that's a dumb call by the Raiders. You bring a zone blitz, you leave the backside of the coverage wide open. Lucas and Castle connect the 1st down to keep it alive.
Under a minute to go. Castle looking deep, throwing deep, wants Lacey, and it's incomplete. Good breakup downfield by Sharice Wright, 8th-year pro out of USC.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Lacey had a step, and Castle underthrows it just a tad. Nice job of going up through the hands by Sharice Wright.
Most people remember Matt Castle for 2008 when he stepped in for the injured Tom Brady. Played the last 15 games, had a career-high 3,700 yards that year. Unloads across the middle. Powell with another nice grab at the 34-yard line to move the chains.
Well, he's done a nice job tonight too, hasn't he? Powell? Yes, sir. Tough. A lot of courage going across the middle.
I'm out. Detroit, they're second. 30 seconds.
I don't know what's going to be in Brandon Powell's future right now, but look at the adjustment. Going between the legs. Keeping that hand under it. It's a great job.
Yeah, I don't know. That hit the dirt, though, Chris.
Yeah, but I think he still had control of the ball, Matt. And I think that's going to be an okay catch. But that's a nice job by Bob Quinn. If you can get a football player and a playmaker with return skills, had played some running back, and line up in the slot, tough man-to-man matchup, you get that guy as a college free agent, that's a great job by Bob Quinn and his staff.
Yeah, I talked to Brandon Powell earlier in camp, and he's playing with that proverbial chip on his shoulder because everyone looks at him as a small guy, right? He's 5'8", $181.
It's because he is a small guy.
Right, but he says, look, I've had that label my entire life, even in college.
Yeah.
You know, bring it on. I'm ready to dispel that type of stereotype. Another look at the catch. It's under now review.
He's a tough guy, though, I'll tell you. Ball's put behind him a little bit. He does a nice job of adjusting to it. There's the left hand is under it. That's a catch to me. That's a good catch. See right here. Never gives up on the football. Watch his left hand. Looks like his left hand is between the, I don't know, what is that, second base now? We on second base? Yeah.
Yeah, we're right on second base.
That's great.
Good job, bud.
Yeah.
You know your way around the diamond.
Ball 2, strike 3, eat at Joe's. Me and my partner had a good coffee, and there's a foul ball.
All right.
You don't think I'll be an analyst for baseball?
I'm not sure. I mean, we'll let you know as soon as Gibby and Rod lose their voice. We'll give you a call, okay?
Gibby was a better wide receiver than he was a baseball player. I don't know who gave him that advice.
Well, I mean, look, it was softer on his knees.
Yeah,
he was the MVP of the National League one time. Yeah.
Did he hit a big home run at one time?
Well, he's got 2 of the more memorable homers in history.
Bad hammy, too, right?
Yeah.
Pulled hamstring. All right, let's go, boys. Good catch. Moving on.
So you played coach, referee, linebacker, and baseball analyst, as well as your full-time gig as a football analyst.
And that was all in the last 2 minutes.
Hey, how many Lions games do you have for Fox this year?
Actually, I'm excited. I have out here against San Francisco, week 2.
Okay.
The Packers come to town, week 5.
Always a good one.
Then the Seahawks come to town.
Nice.
Week 8, so. You know, and you have to think about it. Like, if I'm Jake Rudock, I'd be like ticked off right now, right? You bring in Matt Castle.
After review, the ruling on the field does stand. First down. Detroit will be charged their second timeout.
Good call, Chris. That would be.
Why wouldn't the Raiders be charged?
The Oakland would be charged their second timeout, right?
Now he's not approving.
You don't have to be a lips reader to understand that he's not happy. Pressure on Castle. Throws it and incomplete. Intended there on the far sideline for Dontez Ford.
See the pressure coming right there. McGloster going against speed rush. Got to buckle down. Give Matt Castle room to step up in that pocket. He'll make the tough throw.
down at the line of scrimmage. And Brandon Powell clapped his hands because he knew had that reached him, he would have had some room. 3rd and 10.
And Hauser again. Great and disrupting. Actually, Nelson coming in. I love the fact that when you can pull yourself off of a pass rush, recognize and get in the throwing lane. Good job by Nelson.
And Nick Nelson's made some plays tonight.
Good player.
Out of Nebraska. Or Wisconsin, rather. Castle. His arm was going forward. It looked like from here, anyway. They're going to call it a fumble.
Let's take a look and see if Matt Castle has an argument. Pressure coming up inside. They run a nice little inside stunt. I think Hauser knocks it out of there. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a fumble.
That's tough when you have a young offensive line up there and they start running games and stunts. And what happened was, in my opinion, when you look at it, Dan Skipper was a little bit late coming off of his block to pick up the exchange between the defensive tackle and the defensive end, allowing the pressure to get in there.
Raiders can just take a knee. John Gruden and the Raiders win their preseason opener at the expense of Matt Patricia and the Lions. Amir Abdullah shined tonight. Kerryon Johnson did the same. The Lions, sometimes these are the best games. Plenty of things to work on. Still some things on which to build with some positives.
Yeah, a lot of good things. I think next week when the Giants come to town, I thought the run blocking was decent. The run defense has to be better, and they have to see improvement. Better assignments and execution.
Yeah, Oakland rushed for 147 yards, and they win it 16-10. For Chris Spielman, Torrey Petrie, I'm Matt Shepard saying so long from Oakland, California, inviting you to join us next week when the Lions take on the Giants in the preseason home opener right here on the Lions Television Network. Thanks for watching.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. For NFL news and highlights, go to NFL.com.